Do I look bad too? Stop
Just
it.
tell everyone where we're going at least. We're going to see GOT7 in Chicago. We're at the airport now. This is Nicole. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Alana.
I'm Peggy.
And we are
Your
your
three
three guys. And that was the stuff.
Something.
That was the stuff we did when we weren't getting got. So we ate and slept.
Did a lot of sleeping this time around.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna like see Chicago.
Let's get
see the
been
city.
around.
You can fucking see the city.
No, you slept
No.
a lot.
We saw a pillow in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember my dreams, but I definitely had them. But after all that happened, that was the day we got there. So we just want to start with that. We're doing things differently today. If anyone
Please
gives a
don't.
frick. Probably don't, but
Because I frick.
January 25th, 2017, we got. What did we do on the 25th? We slept, huh?
We were gonna seize the day again, and then we did not again. We slept the day again.
We slept.
We slept.
Until we wanted to.
And
and
then got food again.
And then we went back to the hotel and we started getting ready. No, Alana slept again.
I slept. Alana slept again. We went to get food and then we went to the venue to pick up our
God!
Oh, I gotta talk about it. To get the wristbands. We don't have it on, but pretend.
We don't keep it on for years at a time.
It's safe in my drawer
Just
now.
about 2 weeks. I fucking framed
right
it.
before we started filming this, snipped it off.
It's already, it's gone. It's off.
Alright, stop asking. We were standing in line for a little bit, and when we were like,
The
why is this light not
time
moving?
was from 12 to 5. It was like, go pick up your wristband and then do what the fuck you want. But it was
Right.
Chicago was all seated, so no one needed to be
So
there.
everyone was waiting outside for something, and
with friends, they were
just
there
kidding.
to
Everyone
hang
was
out
there to hang out with each other, but it
and
was
dance
too
and
fucking
sing,
cold for
and
us.
we were like, we're gonna go sleep again.
We thought we were waiting in line for the wristbands, and then someone was like, "No, you can just go get."
We didn't
yours,
know that.
Actually.
We thought it was just
were
like a slow-moving line. They were taking their time
okay.
because it was early.
Yeah.
And
No, everyone was just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh, okay. And then these girls were coming by with a camera, which we didn't know this key piece of information until after the fact.
We saw her filming someone doing a part of Hard Carries, and she had like a lyric sheet, so clearly it was like, this is gonna be a fan video of the fans doing the thing.
Yeah.
And sing it, and she comes to us because we were next in line, because it was like, the line wasn't that long.
Right.
And we
We
were like,
know all of Hard Carry.
but we're not gonna,
We're not gonna tell everyone about it.
we're not like, we know all the words to Hard Carry, but like, we know all the words to Hard Carry. But she gets to us, and we made Nicole, you met at the beginning of the vlog, we made Nicole, we were like, you do it, and so she was like, okay, and then we all decided we were going to do it together, and what line did we even have?
She wanted us to sing the end of Mark's part, and then we restarted the whole song.
I'm not going to say any Korean words right now, because I'm not going to make myself look like Booba the Fool, but
we were supposed to just finish Mark's line, and then we rewinded back to the beginning of the song.
And she
did the whole
beginning.
I'm
not sure she was even rolling. I don't think the camera was rolling.
She might not have been.
But it was like a fan video of the fans singing Hard Carry, and then we started from the beginning, did the whole part, and then got to the part she wanted us to. I had glasses on and a red rain jacket tied up like zip tied right to here, so I looked like an asshole. So if you guys see that, we apologize.
Yeah, they worked for Subculture, it turns out. So hopefully they did a lot more things in in the other cities, and then it won't get used.
Yeah, just
and then this
one
is just something we made up.
Like a flash of our face, and then get off of us. So then we went inside. After that happened, we went inside after we realized we didn't have to wait in a line. Got our wristbands, and then we walked back to our hotel. And everyone did exercising and staying awake.
I ate healthy foods, and I
had
jogged.
a salad, and I went to the hotel gym. No, I didn't eat anything, and I went to sleep.
Yeah.
We started getting ready, and then I was late. Obviously, I was the last to get out, the last to get ready. I almost made us late for the concert.
Almost made us late for the concert. And next time we're gonna go a little bit earlier so we can see all of you there, like in the lobby area or something.
So we went inside and got inside as you do, if you do, and we walked to our seats. But as we were walking to our seats, we met some of our friends.
Lovely, lovely folks.
Met some of our friends, and then even at our seats, we met some people going down to our seats in the lobby, and then at our seats, we were like, "Oh my God, these are this is everyone," and there were a bunch of people.
There were a lot more than we were expecting. That we were like, I need to know you. We've talked.
We
before.
know your face. Hello, day ones. You know who you are.
And it's already so exciting to like go and be in there, and you're like, oh my God, this is happening.
Because then you see the stuff on the screen, and you're like, it's going down.
It's like, oh fuck,
here we go, it's going down for real.
Then we all started talking to you guys, and then we were all being all excited, and then I swear to God, I was like about to cry because when we were all just like saying hi and hugging and taking pictures and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, stop it!
All my friends,
stop it! Security asked us to stop it, but that's beside the point.
So we had to,
but we were having fun.
The show did this stuff. They're the greatest people in the world. Like there's no other GOT7. No one does it like GOT7. The best with their fans. The greatest stuff on stage, and the greatest answers, and the greatest friendship.
All
ever.
the things to have and do.
The best of the best. They're the best.
They're doing it and having it.
GOT7's the best at being the best at the best stuff. So they did all the questions and the dancing and the games. We were very truthful about our experiences. So if nothing happened, we'll just be like, yeah, nothing happened. Yeah. Most of the show, there were interactions with people. I'm not gonna say no one had any.
Right.
But we didn't have any, like, basically the first half of the show.
We had again in the beginning with almost the exact same scenario as happened in Toronto. Actually,
you know what we do
when we showed up and we did this, because
the blue lights are on behind them, but everyone else is doing nothing.
And then we started acting a fool, and then he looks and sees it as like
he did his little like he loves us embarrassed smirk again.
It was really like in Toronto where like he looked and was like
just embarrassed.
I can't believe you're doing this again. Yeah. And so then we did that again, and he was like. Like, it's the same fucking face. Both times when it was like...
He's like, you're in the same hell.
He was like, come on now. We're like, I don't know.
One thing happened during the game, during the choosing of the numbers. First of all, we were both like one number off from Bam Bam and Jin Young. So...
Everyone who was up there was super cute, though, and they were very nice. So I'm not... You
could have said the same thing if we also went up there, though. They were super cute and nice. Do you ever think, though, if you were like on stage, what you would tell them you would want your team name to be? Because mine would be Team Super Hot. That would be my name every time.
If I was with Jin Young, I would just be like, team, we're absolutely going to win. So,
you would make them lose. You would make your team lose.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd have been dead weight, and he'd been like, you're worthless to me.
I wouldn't have even played. I would have been like, fucking weaving through everyone, being like, what's up after church?
If it was you and Bam Bam, too, like,
oh my God. Someone would take their clothes off.
And then, I would be on the ground crying because I'm not good enough at hacky sack. Yeah. Young. And he'd be like, listen, if you're gonna carry your weight. And I'd be like, I don't know how.
There's too much. They were picking the numbers for the game, and it got down to like right before Mark. And he like, you don't like, they're not like specifically looking for people to talk to, but they like pan the crowd. Like they do it like they do every time. And I was like, what, I don't even remember how it started.
You stood up and started yelling your number.
Because everyone's standing thinking they're going to get picked and like looking around for whoever's getting picked.
Right.
And we are not getting picked. So it
But we would like you to look over here.
Yeah. So it gets to every, like, almost all of them started with like, our number was like 2, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, it's very close. Very close to my number. So call my number. So I was like, Mark! Like, he'd already been looking in that area and I was like, Mark! I was like, 2, 6, 6. 5, 5, 1. And he was like, he did. This was kind of like the same thing last time when I was trying to get his attention to get Yugen's attention. But
he's like, what?
And he's like very confused every time I try to talk to him. And I'm like, 2, 6, call me. And he's like, I have a ticket right here.
He's like, I
can't read a random number. And JB's watching that entire thing.
Literally standing
like
there
this, being like, no.
Because then when she was doing that, I just started being like, it's fine, just do what she's saying. And he's like, what's happening? And JB's literally like this.
The whole time just watching.
Being like, I
you know, he might not even have been watching.
It's equally likely that he zoned out and that he was thinking about how much he hates her guts. Both equally likely.
6, 9, 6, 8. One more time. 2, 6, 6, 9, 6, 8. Alright, is it here? You guys gotta help me. Right there? Alright, congratulations. Move to the side where the exit is, okay? And follow I got someone's home. The person in it.
So that's basically all that happened throughout the show, and we were just like enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
They put on, especially if it's a fan meet, it's just fun.
It's just so fun to be in the same room as them.
Around everyone.
When they run around and jump on Danny's head and scream at each other and stuff, I'm like,
great.
this is so stupid, I love it.
Doing that stupid bird
You're
thing.
so dumb, I'm having so much
thing
fun.
Where we're like, I love this, but I really did, and I wanted them to do it for hours. And then it gets to the end, and you're like, oh, it's really over, but then you realize you have photo op, which is great, but the end songs were, it was Home Run, and then as they're like saying goodbye, they just play Hard Carry in the background. So Home Run Sis happens to be, it's been one of my favorite songs before anything even happened with GOT7.
Right,
it was like
now,
my top guy.
It's biblical.
And yeah, word is bond. Word is home run. Home run is the word. So Home Run starts again.
And we're like, all right, listen, not much has happened here today, folks. We don't have a lot to vlog about, which is all right.
Which we had fun during, but obviously we're going to tell you. We're not going to make shit up. We're going to be like, Mark looked at us at 2 minutes into Fly. So, but there was like the section of the stage where it like came out. You know, I didn't even see that. Until
the end,
I thought they were floating on the crowd.
Me too. I was like, bitch, is he coming out here?
I thought he was coming down the stairs for a second. And then there's like a section of the stage where it was like, stage, and then little blobs,
there was like a little
things that came off, which we literally didn't know existed.
Didn't fucking see it.
And then they started coming over like one by one randomly, and then they were crowding the area. So then all the fans started rushing up to it,
like
and
all around this little.
Our strategy is always when everyone goes up, we pull back.
Use the space.
Yeah. So we stayed where we were, but let everyone else go like up against it.
Yeah.
And we had our fun lights on because it was the end and it was dark inside. Still didn't have like the lights up yet. So we were home running it. They were like, JB was throwing towels, random shit was happening. And then Jin Young,
Park Jin Young.
Jin Young came over. He came over to like the little thing, and he's interacting with a bunch of fans around him in front of him. And then we got video. We didn't get video proof, but other people did. Our friends did. It was the part where you could see that he like is like panning the crowd, and like we're not sure, but it was like an eye contact, and then he looked away, and then looks back. Guess what he throws? But I said this to Peggy earlier. None of us
never actually do this.
JJP. It's literally like just this, just like a little finger wave. Like, what are we? What are we doing? But it happened again.
He's targeted us.
It did happen again. And then a funny thing is that when he was leaving the stage, he found us again. So that was fun, and he left the stage. But there was other people on stage as well other times. Jackson
We've been, just to state real quick, we've been convinced for months now
real quick
that Jackson Wang does not fuck with YSG. Hates us. But like in a Jackson way where he's like, I'm not going to tell you I hate you, I just don't actually like you very much because I think you're a bad person probably. So we're like, we were afraid. I was going to be honest, I was a little more afraid of him than I was of JJP back in the day. Because it's like, you're so nice and you love everyone.
And if you hate us, that means we're the worst.
What did they do?
And I'm 2 feet tall, even with the heels I had on. So I was like, I'm getting, you know, end of the show, I'm doing it too. I stood up on a chair.
Well, at that point, everyone was crowding so much for home run that all rules went out the window.
Security didn't say anything.
Literally,
no one cared.
Yeah, we both ended up standing on chairs and no one said shit. Yeah. I don't think we were even in anyone's way because anyone behind us had moved up.
It was like we were like a foot over everyone else, but it was because we were being annoying on a chair. And Jackson came to like almost that little walkway place, but it was like directly, it was like the stage straight in front of us, like the first person you'd see if you look forward. And
truly eye level.
It was like we were just like blowing kisses because he was noticing people in the crowd, and we were like just saying bye to him and stuff. And then he points and was doing the same thing, and just like we were like, okay, so do you not hate us or what? Not sure. And then it turns out he might not hate us because when he came back at the very end, he was literally like the very last person to leave the stage, I think, besides Yugim, like during the hard carry part. So he came over, seems like on the stage, and he points again, being like, you guys. A sigh of relief came across the crowd.
Honestly.
Everyone was like, guys, I just realized he doesn't hate you.
Did you see?
And we were like, no.
Fucking things you saw. He doesn't hate us.
He loves us.
He probably doesn't remember us from anything we've ever done.
Never.
But at least in that moment, we were not interpreted as annoying ass people.
Acknowledged, and then when he came back around again, he was like, acknowledge again, which I might still hate you, but it's...
And he's about not going to show it.
Does anyone like us?
And we're like, good, we're pleased. Thanks, bye, see you later.
Yeah. So that was great and amazing and wonderful, and the show was over. And then it was time for the photo op. Which went great for both of us, because like they did the 10 chairs again, but also went horribly, and Peggy's gonna complain really quick.
Yeah, we got...
Well, not complain, it is a complaint, but it's for a good reason.
First of all, we were in very good spirits before the photo op was happening, obviously, because we just had a great time, and we were joking around with the girls next to us. It always turns into a, you need powder, honey? Here's some gum, put some spray on. We're all getting ready for these fuckers to come out. So we were all having a good time, and then one of the guys who was working starts lining us up on the right side of the stage, even though everyone was on the left side of the stage, and we were like, sorry, I don't think we're supposed to do this. He was like, just stand where I tell you. And we were like, okay, I think you're doing your job wrong, but it's, you know what?
You're also being a dickhead.
You're right. You're also, I said, we are all adults here, because it was literally us two, and the two other girls we were standing with were at least 21, because they both had drinks, so it was like, we are very literally adults
also,
here.
I just want to shout out really quick, the girl, she drew a Wang on her back with his last name in Chinese. She wrote it on her back in eyeliner, and I loved it.
She was
great. She was the one sitting next to us. You guys probably saw it on Twitter. She had a little on her shoulder.
It looked great.
And he probably loved it, so. But we didn't get to ask her, so. If you're ever seeing this, or if anyone knows her, it looks great.
Yeah. So we got pushed into a spot with them where they were like, just stand here, and we were like, okay, this
you can actually calm down always.
Yeah, like there's actually no reason for you to yell at me.
The pictures came out, there were only 12 pictures and 10 people were in a picture. No, wait, that equals 120, but in the last one there were only 2. So 120 minus 8, that's 112 people.
That you don't need to fucking scream at us.
Like, it's not going to take us that long. It's not going to take, we're all 38 years old.
Right.
Chill
out.
Like,
everyone is trying to have their moment with people during the picture and stuff, but like, none of us are going to try to get more than 10 seconds because our brains are going to shut down. No one knows how to.
We all know this lasts about 7 seconds.
Right.
Total.
So it's like, you're just trying to get the most out of those few seconds. No one's trying to fucking stay here for a half hour. Like, chill out. Everyone paid too much money for this.
High touch goes 3 times as fast. So it's like, this whole thing takes like 45 minutes. Calm down, 100%.
We were going and they were counting off groups of 10, which now are coming from 2 queues of people, which doesn't make any sense at all. So they were counting off 10, and in this group, the next group, Alana and I were supposed to be 9 and 10. Or supposed to be 9 and 10.
Which you can, as people are going up the stage, they literally are like, 9, 10! Like, being so annoying, so you can count. And we were like, this group to the left, it only has like this many people in it, and then we'll be 9 and 10 because they'll drag us along.
And so then we were going, which we even had to, you had to figure it out yourself, kind of, because there were 2 lines coming. So it was like they could have.
They were like, go, and then the next person was like, stop.
Right, and it was like, okay, what the fuck? Because also every time they yell at you like they've been yelling at you for an hour and a half now.
Yeah.
Like every time they say something, they're like, come on, and it's like, okay, you just presented this information to me.
We just stood up 10 seconds ago.
Right, and so they were like 9 and 10. So I went to take a step to be 9, and then the guy guy who was originally fucking yelling for no reason put his arm between me and Lana and was like, hold on. And so then I stopped and turned, and Lana instinctively like held my arm to be like, hold on.
I literally said, I was like, no, we're together.
Right, we're together.
And the reason he wouldn't let me go is because he said he didn't see my wristband, which we had shown like twice already.
Right.
Like 2 times to the same guy.
It's like you and
everyone. He was like, wristbands.
Standing there.
Once you stood up, he was like, wristbands. We all showed it.
Everyone
he literally wouldn't go. I was like, we're together, and I already showed you. Once you move even a little bit to join a group, you're in that group.
Yeah, they literally
push you forward.
I've never
rude as hell.
I've never in my life been. So I was turned this way with one arm like kind of half holding Lana, being like, wait, what's happening? And then this other guy from the other side takes my arm, legit yanks me as like my head fucking cocked while I was like, what the hell? And he yanks me and was like, just go. And I turned and I said, what the fuck? And then he literally pushed me up the stairs and said, go. And I was like, are you kidding? And it's bullshit because you don't have time to process these things when it happens, because within a half a second of that being said and those things happening, just Park Jin-young was in my fucking face, so I had to throw everything out the window real quick. That was actually really rude.
Like, I paid for this, literally, don't touch me.
Like, and yeah, and I had like even like little fucking marks on my arm for the next like day and a half, because it was like he just grabbed my arm, and it was this arm, grabbed me and yanked me, and it was like, hello, you don't know who I am or what I've been through, don't fucking grab me in a public place, you're kidding? And I was like, you're not gonna grab someone, especially, this is a fan-sanctioned event that we're gonna have, the only reason it's happening is because we all paid over $200 for this, for you to yank me around like I'm an animal? And I was like, absolutely not. So you tried to ruin our evening, sir. You tried to fuck it up, but you could not. It took literally half a second to forget that was happening in my head real quick, because then all of a sudden you step up, and then I stepped up, and I still for half a second thought that they were going to send Lana up, but then they sent another girl up behind me, and so I was like, well, fuck, now our...
Got a Marlon Rando, and why is she separated?
Literally.
Split second, how?
We're like,
we could have been like 5 and 6.
Right?
Fucking 10 and... Like,
I feel like it's happened to us more often than not.
It was literally 9, and then a girl, and then I would have been 1, but I tried to scam a little bit, which didn't work for me.
Which didn't work
I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you why in a minute.
It's fine.
Okay, continue. Peggy's gonna tell what happened to her now.
Yeah. I think we've been split up more often than we haven't been.
Yeah.
Because in Toronto, we made a mess of the line to put ourselves back together.
That's true.
We've been split up, I think, 3 times now. But... Anyway, which wears for the record.
But we digress.
Right. Grateful for the opportunity. Blah, 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 blah.
But we also paid for it, so. So we just gave ourselves the opportunity.
Yeah. So I step up, brush off the man, which I think Jin-young literally saw me being like, what the fuck, for a split second, because I had a mad look on my face at first, and then I turned and was like, oh, and then back to, and hello, you. And so then I stepped up, and I was like, oh my god, I'm actually going to get to be in front of him, actually.
He's not on the ground.
And I think I'm not on the ground, and I'm going to be in front of Park Jin-young, which just is unprecedented as far as I'm concerned. So I step up, and then he looks and kind of just smiles, because if he doesn't recall, every fucking time we see them and meet them, I'm like, hello, Jin-young. Hello, Jin-young. Jin-young's work is my favorite. Jin-young's face is my favorite. Jin-young's my favorite. Jin-young, did you know you're my favorite? So I walked up and I said, hi, sweetheart. And he was like, hi. And then I said, your speech was beautiful today. And then he was like, thank you, because he tries so hard and works on his pronunciation. I'm very proud of him for that. So then we sat down, and since he was like the end, there was no chance to interact with anybody else really as we were going to sit down. So I like said hi to Mark real quick, because he's like, he's our fucking boy at this point in time. So I just turned around and sat down, and as I was sitting down, the girl next to me said, can I have a hug for the picture, to Jin-young? And then in that split second, I was like, oh my god, he's not going to be ignored. And so he like,
this girl's literally setting me up to be ignored.
I was like, oh my god, this is being denied in front of my own eyes.
Bitch, I'm just gonna sit here and take a picture.
I'm just sitting like this. Just stare right ahead like this. Good. Just do this all pose again.
You should have.
And right.
Because you're in the same area, just in a chair now.
It's like glow up of the
Next
century. You know, make sure, be like, could you actually toss me to the ground real quick, just for like a role playing thing?
Yeah.
So she asked if she could have a hug, and then he looked down and like glanced real quick, and like
took a little glance past,
and was like, listen, you already know, don't fuck with me. Seeing the picture afterwards, I was like, Mark had like a loose arm, and I was like, I could have been like, you, a big boy, bring it over here. Like, let's go one on each side. Hello.
I didn't mean like that. Like, okay. Like in my area, in my space. Touch my shoulder or something.
In my area.
Whatever.
Like, I could have had, like, a nice boa of their arms and just been, like, drape it around myself. Hello, boys. But that didn't happen. He puts his arm around both of us instead, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucking right. you better not do me like that. And I'm so loyal to you on the internet. So then he put his arm around, and since his arm was, like, here, I went to just, like, do, like, hold an arm like people do in the photo. We're gonna go one step further, and then he twists and has us doing this instead, and my whole heart fell out of my whole ass. Looking at the pictures, he's done it probably with like a dozen different people, and he does it all the time, and he holds everyone's hand, so I'm not saying he's loving me, but I'm not saying he's not.
But his first thing was her on the ground, so from going on the ground.
From the ground? The ground.
0 to 100 real quick. And by real quick, I mean almost a year.
Almost a year.
In May, a year.
In a calendar year.
So 0 to 365 almost.
Real quick in the grand scheme of humanity.
Yeah.
And I was freaking out in this for the second picture. I think it was the first one that they used, because I was just like holding his hand. And then the second one, I straight up nuzzled into his arm and was like, "Yep, here we go. We're doing this now." I don't know how they decide which one to use. They should just put up both and let us decide which one we think is better. But whatever. So then
that was on you.
When he
okay.
A lot of stuff's on you. So then I stood up, and I swear to God, and never in my life have my legs been shaking so fucking hard after something happens. Usually with like, it's like we're overwhelmed, but it's like we're just like laughing and freaking out. Like I was like, I feel like a baby, a fresh born baby deer. Like I was like, I cannot walk. And so I started taking steps, and I think that's why I missed half the fucking group, because I was like, I am in a fog now, and I was like, his hand was in my hand. I don't know what to do about it. So I turned and just like laughed toward Mark, because I was like, you can understand this. Like,
he touches your hand all the time.
He's like, I get it. I can't breathe either. And I'm like, so I know. Young Jay and Bambam, I think, were talking to people. I don't know. I miss them.
Sometimes
entirely.
they start talking to themselves. Like, betwixt the two of them.
Actually, the fucking managers step in sometimes too, and then I'm like, and I don't know.
Yeah, they don't let you don't even look at them. Basically,
yeah,
what it is.
So someone stepped in like right in between, because I remember I was going to say something else to Jin Young, and then it was like, oh, you've had way too many words
in your
now.
face.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, all right. So then we were just leaving, and I turned, and I always make the same face at JB, because I'm like, listen, you know that this is like a frenemy situation at this point, kind of, and he's like, you're kind of annoying, and I'm like, yeah, so are you, and he's like, fair. And so was like, hello, and then Jackson and Yukin were like talking to each other, but then I turned and I said, Jackson, and then I was like, Jackson, you are a sweetheart, because he earlier in the show said his partner called him a sweetheart, which then I realized I was like, oh, I called Jin Young and Jackson the same thing, but it's fine, it came out naturally.
They both are.
So, and I was calling Jin Young sweetheart, like he's my sweetheart, and I was confirming to Jackson that he is a sweetheart, so same, different but still same. I said, you are a sweetheart, and he said, oh, I saw you. And I was like, what do you mean, where? But he's during the crowd, and he's also said it to a couple other people that day, because I looked on Twitter, but, you know, again, didn't happen to me before, so...
If it's in the moment, it's still happening
It's still happening, and it's still a big freaking deal to us. And then, he said, oh, I saw you, and I was like, eh. And then Yugen just made a face at, because he's, like, scared of us at this point. Probably. And so, he just, like, laughs, like, real nervous, because I'm like, you don't know what we're gonna do, and he's like, no idea. It's, like, great. And I, stumbled off the stage, and everything was haze after that, and then, it is now Lana's group.
Okay. So I knew, I could see with my eyes JB was 4th. So I was like, move to number 4. There are 10 fucking chairs, a lot. There are 10 chairs. So that meant I should have gone to seat number 6, because he 4th person, 6 seats. I don't know how to do math, so I'm first in line, and I'm like, nope.
No, I'm not.
I would have been in front of you again, absolutely, but have I ever been in front of JB? No. He's been diagonal, like this, but he's never been he's never been with me, which probably would, like, the camera would explode or something. Something bad would happen.
No, the world wouldn't be able to handle it.
But I went back to the 4th person, so I ended up betwixt Jackson and Young Jay.
Betwixt Jackson.
Which is like, you guys, I don't give a fuck. Cool.
There's no losing
I could be in an empty seat, and they could be on it. Like 2 feet in between, and I'd be like, I'm still in a picture with them. I filmed it. So I filmed
I filmed
me meeting them, which please, Sub-K, don't report this video. Anyone from JYP, don't report this video. But I filmed a little bit of it, and by a little bit of it, I mean the entire thing, which I didn't know I recorded until we got back to the hotel. So you can hear, you can see me going like this, and you can hear Jin Young going, hi. He did like a tiny little hi, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, you sound like you hate me. Mark's like, you can hear Mark going like, wait, what? And he goes, I don't hate you. And I was like,
What do you do then?
So do you love me?
What do you do then?
JB, it's the same every time I go. Like, I'm doing like a little, you're the hottest person I've ever seen in my entire life. But then they're like, everyone sit the fuck down. And they're like, 3, 4, and it gets to me and I go, I can count. And you can hear, when it gets to 7, you can hear Young Jay in the video going, 7. I had my phone and I just went like this and he looked down and he saw it and he posed for it, which was like, thank you so much, my sweet angel. And then someone came in to try to swipe it and I locked it and put it in my pocket really quick, real quick.
Hi, Young Jay.
Jackson and Yukdam started talking to each other because I think the girls next to me were trying to like get them to do poses, but I didn't see because there were 3 girls, so I wasn't paying attention. Jackson has tiny wrists. They're very, very thin. They're like dainty as hell. And I went and I didn't grab it because I'm not gonna grab a human, but I like did. Put your wrist up, Peggy, wrist up. I like was like tapped it to get his attention because after the video, when he realized the manager came in, he was like, oh, I condoned that, and I shouldn't have. So he was like, Yukdam, hello, brother, how have you been?
Oh, playing by the rules now.
I'm just gonna talk to him because I'm not even in the picture. And I was like, we actually had a plan.
We did have a plan.
This was the plan before we got separated, which is fine because she had Jin Young, but we had a plan that we were gonna like, have them pointing down at us and us pointing up at them being like, oh, them, and them being like, oh, them, whoever it was, which they probably wouldn't have done if it was some of them.
Right.
JB
we're
would
really
like,
open. We're like, Mark and Yukdam.
And yeah, Mark and Yukdam, we've been like, So I just tap him and I'm like, can we point at each other? And he's like, and I'm like I point at you, you point at me, and he's like, okay. And in the picture, the first picture, I'm like this, pointing up at Jackson like that. But then I was like, am I gonna cover someone's face? Am I covering my own face? And I could feel someone touching me right here, and I was like, what the fuck?
Who's that?
What's happening? And it ended up, it was Young Jay and a girl were holding their hands underneath my arm, and I was like, what the fuck?
In the picture, it looks like you had your arm up, and then they locked hands beneath your arm.
No, they literally did it under me. It was already down. They did it under me because I was getting all fidgety and they were making me move, and I was like, what the fuck? So then I had told, me and Jackson were doing that thing, I was assuming, and because I pointed up this way, and then in the second one I could feel them, so I felt bad, and I was like, oh, Young Jay's not going to get anything. So I pointed up at Young Jay, and the picture they used was Jackson pointing at me, and me pointing at Young Jay, and not even pointing at the person. It looks like I don't even know where Jackson is in the picture, but the first one I was literally going like this, and then the second one I changed it so Young Jay wouldn't be left out, which why the fuck would he feel left out? He doesn't give a damn.
He's like, what are you pointing at me for?
And then they make you get up and leave, and I did this to Young Jay, which no one interfered with, and he was stepping back because he knows the managers are gonna come in, and he steps up and he just grabs, Young Jay has very soft hands, and he comes up and we just grab hands for a second and then we walk away, and I said, love you, see you soon to Jackson and Yukdam, and they were like, they just, when it gets to the end, they're not gonna say anything, so they just kind of did like a point, which was like, what, I'm not expecting them to be like, here's my number, date me.
Right.
So it was like, and I was like, see you soon. And Yukdam was like, I'm afraid of you. And then I just walked off stage, and
like, see you guys
we had to wait for our friend to do high touch, but they did not cut off our wristbands, which we just sat in the audience.
We just went sat right back down.
Gabriella. Hi.
We just had photo op, but now we have to leave, so.
I stopped and we landed in like a group of our friends that we had met at the beginning of the show, and so I was talking to like Lorraine and everyone else, but I didn't even realize that we were supposed to keep going. Like someone was supposed to tell us to leave, and like we just didn't.
When Peggy was waiting for me to get off the stage because I was the next group, she was talking to people, and I was like, and I'm gonna sit. And I walked into a row, and Peggy was like, what are you doing? And I was like, we're just gonna sit.
Literally. Any of the girls that were with us, like, I was like, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing.
Just sat.
I was like, guys,
because I wanted to watch
if we get in trouble, you're seeing it happen.
I wanted to watch it happen, obviously.
Yeah.
So more stuff happened after. We are sitting with our friends and just chilling and talking, and it gets to high touch because pictures are over. They're about to switch. They were about to switch.
They're setting up the
photo
table
op
and
high touch.
Because Mark came out and flopped his whole body on the table.
He was just laying on it, literally laying on it, and was like looking out at the crowd, and we were like, you don't act like this anywhere else. Mark and Bambam were the two on the ends, and we're like, we're all just sitting here, and they're just standing up.
It's like very spread out, especially after the pictures have gone through, so it's only high touch people left, and a majority of those are getting ready to be lined up.
And they get pushed
through. And so everyone's being pushed through the line, trying to figure out who they're, like, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We are not waiting for anything except for Nicole to come out, so we're just like,
I was on like the end seat and stuff, and like just like watching it happen. And Bam Bam and Mark look over, and Peggy was like, "You were like 6 seats down from me."
I was, because
You were like, I was on the end, and then
we like spread out in the row. There was like
Peggy
4
was just
people
like in
the
the middle
row.
of the row. So I moved into the aisle, and Mark was looking out. And I'm just gonna say what happened to me first, and then Peggy will say what happened to her, because it literally happened at the exact
Everything
same
happened
time.
at once.
And Mark looks over, and I'm like this, and he did it back, and then I'm like in the aisle already, so I'm like doing like just like I'm like Spider-Man rocking on. And then he starts doing. Obviously no one. I don't want to get yelled at, so they're not like recording and stuff, and I'm not expecting anyone to. But I was like, if this moment was caught on camera, that would have been dope. He moved to literally to the side of the table and was doing it back with me, and I was like, okay, we just met, and you can't forget my face. It was 2 minutes ago.
Right, this just happened. Since Bam Bam and Mark were right next to each other, so then like
They were fucking with everyone in the crowd.
yeah, it all kind of like turned into a whole thing. So then I stood up, seeing all of the things that were going on, and then to Bam Bam had done the fucking John Cena during the show. They all were yelling John Cena during the show. So then he looks over and sees that everyone's fucking around, and so then I stood up and did this and was like, Bam Bam, and then he went, oh, and he was like, you can't see me, and then we started yelling John Cena, and like just
That's literally
doing
the only thing he knows, I think.
muscle things. Yeah, it's the only thing. But I was like fucking off my ass, because I was like, no way is this happening. He started to pantomime like a wrestling move to Mark. So then what I thought was me pantomiming a wrestling move, he thought I was going to do like a Stone Cold Stunner type deal. He thought I was doing a very bad hit the folks. So he started doing this and was like, oh, okay. And I was like, it's not what I was doing, but I'm here. Sure. I was like, yeah. And then he was like, so of course he brings just whip and nay and the whole fucking thing. And I'm like, I was doing everything. And I was like, my whole body's rejecting this idea, but also I've never been more engulfed in something. So we were like, okay.
And then we sat there, high touch happened. We didn't realize that our friend had already gone through high touch. We were literally waiting for her to go through the line, like, then watch. And we didn't see her at all. Nicole, we didn't see her.
She texted us and was like, I'm outside. And we're like, where? What the fuck?
I was like, we're gonna go. So we stand up, Peggy comes into the aisle, and literally I went, bye Mark! Because there was a gap. There was a gap where I don't even know what happened.
I'm not sure what was going on.
I think there was a guy who was like not holding up the line, but something got stopped for like a second.
Yeah.
And Mark's like looking around because he's like, I'm the last in line. And I was like, bye Mark. And he was like, bye. And I went, see you soon. And he was like, yeah, okay.
Right.
And we were like, bye. And then we walked out because it was like, okay.
We were like, all right, well, Mark,
what's up?
See you soon. So we started blowing kisses, and we just kind of like waved. And I was like, too far? Step too far? All right, got it.
Then we
Line
left.
drawn.
And that was it.
And we were like, so that's cool.
It wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't bad stuff.
Cool.
Overall, 10 out of 10. Obviously,
Yeah.
every time.
Like, they're just like,
They're gonna announce something soon.
fucking probably before, as we're uploading this, they'll be like,
come back, but then they're gonna do stuff in Korea, so it's probably gonna be summertime again, which is my least favorite thing.
Yeah.
But I'll deal.
and then like they're hinting at a KCON or 2 maybe.
Don't.
And it's like, boys,
Stay in LA. Go to LA.
settle down. We're fucking broke.
Anywhere but close to us.
Got nothing left after this.
So that was Aunt Kay, and I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.